Hi, this is Brian Q over at brianqblog.wordpress.com, giving you that weekly rundown. If you don't know what that is, it's a weekly recap of the articles that I've written in my blog, as well as some other news going around the world in gaming, film, entertainment. This time we got some sports, so let's get right into it. Right? Uh, Most recent news: Spurs. If you don't know by now, you should. Spurs won their fifth NBA title since 1999. Tim Duncan is definitely going down as one of the top power forwards in the league, maybe the best ever to play the game. So yeah, he. Oh, sorry. So he lost in a 4-1 series. They didn't look as competitive as everyone thought. Of course, the San Antonio Spurs lost last year to the Miami Heat, and this seems like a big rematch. So I dig it. I dug the story. I would have loved to see LeBron James win again, but beggars can't be choosers. San Antonio is a very good team. They pass the ball extremely well. Coach Greg Popovich, he was freaking Picasso on the court, man. Seriously, if you haven't seen a Spurs game, watch watch the game four. If you can watch game four of the San Antonio versus Miami Heat series, it's a very good display of how to play the game of basketball. Very good. I'd suggest that one. And sports segue into what is going on in the world of video game. We just got off of the crazy E3 week last week, and one of my big focus points is always going to be sports. And sports at E3 looks to be a little bit lukewarm this year. The big standout being NHL 15. I'm going to be writing a column about that later this week. But yeah, pretty much comparing Madden 15, FIFA 15, and NHL 15 to show you what it is that these new, specifically EA is bringing to the sports genre in the year of 2015/14 season kind of thing. And I point out in my column that I'm going to be writing out that NHL, it seems to be a steady increase in from year to year. They seem to be building on what works and keeping it, and then just enhancing what works. So in 2014, you had the puck physics that were changed. 13, you had the physics. So like when everybody gets hit, harder hits, tackling, and all that stuff. In hockey, it looked better, it looked crisper. And in NHL 15, it seems to be coming together into a just very neatly looks great package. And unfortunately, Madden 15 and FIFA 15, while they might be great games, while they might be very good and very, maybe great games on their own, they don't seem to be advancing that much anytime soon. Madden 15, their big thing is the defense this year and how defense is going to be robust and it's going to be fun to play. I saw the little 15-minute demo and I have it over at the brianqblog.wordpress.com plug. I have it over there at the game update. For my game update, I have a video showing you exactly what the new feature is for defense on this year's Madden, and it just looks cumbersome to me. I see no point in it because for what they're doing for defense is the cameras for once the camera's shifting angles now. So if you've played any of the My Player modes in Madden before in like the past 3 years, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about because when you play defense, the camera is focused on one player, and that's what's happening here. The camera is focused on the one player that you've selected. And what happens is you time the snap of the ball. If you time it right with the right trigger, it shows like the little perfect sign, and then you get pretty much a leg up on your opponent, and you get a pretty much quick, easy access to the quarterback or the running back. Problem with this is that if you play defense, you understand that most of the time you're not going to get to the quarterback as easily as you think. So he's going to make the pass, and you want your cornerbacks and your safeties. You want to have control of those guys. But with this camera angle, you can't see those guys. So when the quarterback is throw off, even if you go to switch to a cornerback or a safety, you won't be able to see the play in time to make some sort of an interception or a swat at the ball. And that's my big pet peeve. Again, I haven't played the game. I just saw a little tech demo of it. Maybe there is a way to get rid of it. I do know that you can turn that mode off for you veteran Madden players out there. It seems to be more of a mode for the guys who just play linemen on defense, which is a very rookie player usually. Usually, if you play lineman and you're a veteran and you got number 5 on the leaderboards and all that, hey, more props to you. But usually that doesn't work. So yeah, Sports at E3, NHL's running away with it. FIFA, the only real difference in FIFA is the animations they seem to be showing off. There's no real gameplay improvements, and I'm gonna write a little bit about this in my column. But I think NHL, those guys, they took a very smart decision in not making a next gen game first. You know what I'm saying? Because FIFA came out and Madden came out for the next gen platforms last year. NHL took its time, and while I'm not a hockey fan by any stretch of the imagination, I'm a 2K fan, NBA all the way. But I'll be picking up a copy of NHL by the looks of the way the game was being showed at E3. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. All right. For the rest of the games at E3, again, go to my game update post from last week over at brianqblog.wordpress.com. Check it out. There I have announced the games that PlayStation and both PlayStation and Ubisoft have released for the upcoming year and even possible next year stuff. I will be releasing a Microsoft and Nintendo press release later this week, as well as indie development and third-party developers as well. But my top three standout games. I am a Sony fanboy, but that's not the reason why these games are on my list. They, they're all multi-platform, so no hating. But Assassin's Creed Unity stole the show for me. I'm not that big on the Assassin's Creed franchise. I've never dug the gameplay controls, but for some reason, I keep buying one every year. And I'm going to buy one this year as well. Assassin's Creed Unity, if you don't know real quick, French Revolution, next-gen console only, 4-player co-op. That kind of got me. But what was really impressive was the 5,000 NPCs at any given moment on your TV screen. If you can remember what Dead Rising looked like when they first announced it and they first showed it off, where he's climbing over that horizon and you see the freeway filled with zombies and he's running around and you're playing and it's filled with zombies that are all interacting, they're all doing their own thing. Imagine that feeling, maybe times 5, because there's a scene in the tech demo, and I have again my game update from last week. Check it out. It's the assassin perched up from. It almost looks like a recreation of the very first Assassin's Creed trailer they debuted, like maybe 8 years back, I think it is. But he's like on the top of a church or something, and he's looking down, and there are literally thousands of people just on the street rioting, doing actions. Everyone is doing one thing, and then he drops down, and I think this is the first game where it's finally going to be able to take advantage of what the Assassin's Creed stealth mode is like, where you're hiding in plain sight in a crowd. I dig that, and I really dug it here. A couple other noticeable changes. The assassin himself is not as gauntly or as tacky as he is in the past games. I'm not saying the outfit was bad, but if you try to do that, put yourself in the game kind of thing. If I was in any of the Assassin's Creed worlds that we've seen, Rome, American Revolution time, whatever, and I saw a guy that was wearing a white hood, with guns and knives and swords and armor to the teeth, I think I know who was the assassin and who just killed this guy that's laying on the street. Instead, what Ubisoft did here is they really sleeked it down to just a cloak, just a simple cloak. I'm sure you could change the color if you want, but it seems to be underneath the cloak where the armor is and the gun is and all that stuff. And he's got the hidden blades as well as hidden guns. I'm digging it. French Revolution, I'm big fan. We also got Evolve. They showed off a new monster. If you don't know what Evolve is, it's the new multiplayer game from the guys who made Left 4 Dead over there at Valve. It looks really impressive, and they showed off some new stuff. There were the wildlife and the plantation in these maps that you're playing in essentially can kill you and can hurt you. And that's very refreshing because I thought it was just going to be 4 versus 1. And while that's fun, and that sounds like fun, and they promise that you'll be able to play it repeatedly over and over and over again, it won't get stale, it's good to know that there's other enemies out there for both the monster and the humans, or the hunters. And they showed off some of the specific classes, they showed off what they can do. The game looks great, I'm going to be picking that up, no doubt. Arkham Knight as well, February 2015 is the release window, not the exact date. But Arkham Knight, they showed a bit more of the trailer, and they showed the Batmobile. Showed a really good version of the Batmobile. They showed off some faster takedowns. Everything just seems to be more sped up. It's like Batman just doesn't like anybody. He truly hates these enemies because he's not wasting time no more. In the Arkham series beforehand, when he would go to take down somebody, he'd be like sleeper hold, be like shh, and knock you down. This time it's like very quick, very sudden movement, and the camera kind of slows down so you can focus your attack on each opponent, and it's just a very fast way of taking people down. Even climbing through the vents has been streamlined to go faster. It's just really cool. Arkham Knight, definitely a day one pickup for me. And let's see what else we got here. Some movie news now. Speaking of Batman, we got Jason Momoa was recently cast as Aquaman. Now, this is not confirmed news. This is from the website HitFlix, but they've said that they're a very reputable site for one, and they've also said that the deal has been finalized. Zack Snyder, the director of the new Justice League movie, as well as Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice, they said he's been finalizing the character creation or character designs. I'm sorry. So shooting can start very very soon for Jason Momoa. No word on Momoa, but he did release a cool little Instagram picture of him holding a trident, sticking the middle finger out, so that's something. But yeah, May 6, 2015 is when that movie's coming out. Again, if you want to know more, read the article. That's why I wrote it. BrianQBlog.wordpress.com. And last but not least, the last story I wrote down here was the Peyton Reed is the new director for Ant-Man. If you've been following up on the blog, BrianQBlog.wordpress.com. If you've been following up on that blog, you'll see that I've been kind of keeping up with this Ant-Man story of directors, pretty much. Originally, it was supposed to be Edgar Wright, who pretty much fathered the project back in 2012 or 2011, something like that. And at that Comic-Con, he announced it, that he was going to be working on it. Now, with a little over a year left till the movie comes out, Edgar Wright backed out due to creative decisions. Then we had Adam McKay, who you might know from Will Ferrell movies such as Semi-Pro, Anchorman series, the other guys. He was supposed to be attached to it, but then he quickly backed out due to personal reasons. And now what we have is Peyton Reed. Who we have is Peyton Reed. Peyton Reed, if you don't know him, he made the movie Bring It On and Yes Man with Jim Carrey. Resume aside, you shouldn't be too worried because Marvel's been hitting it out of the park recently. They've always gotten directors that don't necessarily seem to fit what Marvel's trying to do, but they slam it. Look at Kenneth Branagh, look at Jon Favreau, look at the brothers who did the Community brothers who did Captain America: Winter Soldier. These guys knock it out of the park. The Russo brothers, I'm sorry, there you go. They knock it out of the park. And, Peyton Reed, maybe he'll knock it out of the park as well. Or maybe Ant-Man will be the first flub. Who knows? Ant-Man was never really my kind of superhero. It's cool that they're taking the more entertaining aspect of the story instead of making Hank Pym the main guy. They got somebody else. I forget the name. Read the article. There you go. But yeah, guys, alright. That was my weekly rundown. I'm sorry I didn't do one last week. A little caught up and stuff. But hey, I will be doing them more continuously from now on. Check back tomorrow for the game update of this week. And if you have PlayStation Plus, Trine 2, the complete story, get that bad boy. The only game in 3D for the PS4 right now. Why that's not a thing yet, I have no idea. But check back for more news, guys. Thank you for watching. Again, BrianQBlog.wordpress.com is the site. Go there for the articles. Go there for the videos such as these so we can compare news, talk about stuff, talk about silly things like how the Ninja Turtles movie is the most excited I've been in a long time. I'm a fanboy. Take it easy, guys. Later.